Hi, friends. Good afternoon once again. It's exactly 12 p.m. So, what we're gonna do, I think all of you are aware of the agenda. That it's basically to give you a very good and detailed context about how ACCA uh, as a career option, what does it include in terms of the academics, what are the ways to enroll yourself, and how to acquire the training, and what are the options available. Sorry, what are the options available uh, post you qualify. So, sorry. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna divide this 1 hour session into say around 50 minutes for communication from my end. Like I'm gonna tell you what exactly the ACCA and how it helps the finance professionals and business organization to shape up their career. Second, what are the academics? What are the requirements that you will have to do to qualify an ACCA? And the last thing, what are the career avenues that you that is available with you as an ACCA once you are qualified as an ACCA? And the last part is like how EduPristine helps to make way for this particular journey in a very comprehensive manner. So I just give you a brief introduction for a minute or something about myself. My name is Mitul Sangani, that everybody aware, and I work with Reliance Industries Limited. Uh, and I've been I'm a chartered accountant from India, and I'm ACCA also, and I'm associated with the EduPristine for almost 7, 8 years now, and have been giving the trainings for multiple subjects that we're gonna see it uh, as we progress into our seminar. And typically, we always try to make it very interactive session, whether it's a live or online. So, what I request as we progress through, if you have any questions, any doubts, please raise your hand or simply post your questions. I, in case if you see many times, it would happen that many things that you would have in your mind and that you want to ask it upfront, but will request just wait till the time presentation gets over, till the time the seminar gets over. May be possible that all of your questions get addressed, and if not, then you can start posting your question. You start raising your hand. So yeah, that's how we're gonna work, and that's how we're gonna cooperate. So I'm just requesting like whether all of you can hear my voice. If anybody is facing any problem, please raise your hand. I'll give you permission to talk, and yeah, we can work on that manner. Hi Arshid, you have some problem?
Yes, sir.
Hi Arshid, you want to say something? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Harshit, tell me.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Sir, actually, my friend has to attend the. He wants to attend this session. So, but he couldn't attend the session. So, when can he attend the next meeting after?
I think will tell somebody from my coordination team to get in
Okay.
touch with you and
Okay.
see whether at what point in time we can do that. Okay, we can actually have the another round of the conversation, because I don't have on
Okay.
screen invitation to be shared with some external person unless and
Okay.
until they are enrolled themselves. So sorry for that, but yeah.
So he can talk with EduPress, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Fine.
Uh, yeah. So friends, I'm sharing my screen. It's a small presentation that we have prepared, which is covering in a pretty comprehensive manner, like what all the things we are gonna cover, we will gonna cover, and it will have a pretty comprehensive journey into it. So we shall begin now in and we'll take it forward. Yeah. So everybody is aware that ACCA typically stands for Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, and yeah, this is the agenda for this meeting. But yeah, let me give you the brief about what this body is all about. So it has a presence almost over the 180 countries, and this is UK based, and that's why many time people is called this as a CA of United Kingdom, or Chartered Accountancy of the United Kingdom, or the Global Chartered Accountancy curriculum. It has almost now 200,000 members across the world, and almost 550,000 students. And network offices is expanding. Like this 89 offices doesn't include the India office because they have recently established. Uh, Recognized and respected by almost 10,000 approved employers locally in India and abroad as well. And this is in presence since 1904. So that means it's almost 115 years now. And 79% of the employers say that ACC helps to grow their business by providing accountants with the skills and capability they need. 89% of the Forbes 500 and 75% of the Forbes 500, 2000 companies employ ACCA members and the students. This is proven and the tested records that has been taken. So let's, in terms of network, uh, majority of the countries have their presence uh, in terms of ACCA. Well known, very much concentrated into the European region, Middle East, India, and of course the Asia Pacific, African region. And they have a multiple types with a lots of global accounting bodies also, other global accounting bodies also. So yeah, that's how the network stands. Now let's begin the journey. How one can enroll? What are the basic things that one need to have in terms of their portfolio or the credibility to enroll for the ACCA? So it's a pretty simple. You don't have to be very extraordinary in terms of your markings and in terms of your academics. It is as and when we progress, I'll start giving you the context about subject also. So that's where they don't give or they rather give a very well, I would say very neutral weightage to your academics, because the entire perspective gets changed when you get into the professional curriculum like in ACCA. So it is like you can enroll it after 12th, 10 or 10 plus 2 equivalent. um, English, maths, and accounts is compulsory, and overall 50% plus marking is compulsory. And a student pursuing the graduation in the commerce or uh, BA or BSc graduates from the recognized university. And of course, once you are qualified, there is no marking restrictions through the foundation in accountancy. So yes, and of course, those who are pursuing some other professional qualification, they also do have some sort of an exemptions available, that we'll see it in the later part of the presentation that we'll go through. How ACCA can help the Indian professional. Let's put it in the Indian perspective. Now, say for example, generally student comes and ask me that, sir, why somebody should be pursuing the ACCA and not the CA? Because in India, the CA is exorbitantly having a very good footfall, good presence. So I mean, I'm being both CA and ACCA. I don't give any negative answer about the any particular curriculum, and I, with the due respect, because both of these curriculums has its own credibilities, own ways to cater to the fraternity and the economy. So my answer is very simple, and I stick to that answer. I'm sticking to that answer from almost last 10 years. that see India as in a geography, the CA curriculum is a very good. But when you talk about the global career, if you are in India and if you are aspiring for the global opportunity, after doing CA, you may have to pursue some other additional qualification, maybe through some of the mutual partnership of the CA Institute, or maybe an independent like a something from the B schools or something. So, but then ACCA is straight away entry to your global career, because ACCA is globally recognized by the global employers, and the curriculum is also shaped in a such a manner that it caters to the global requirements. So, for example, I'll give you a very simple basics. If you are talking about the laws, so law subject has a multiple variants. Say for the UK variant, Irish variant. So how which variant you want to take up and which variant you want to participate so that you can choose your career. If you go by the taxation, again the taxation comes out with the multiple variants: UK, Ireland, Malta, Maldives, Singapore, Malaysia. So everything comes over there. So yeah, everything comes over there, and it actually things about you know say that okay, this is your official ticket. This qualification is your official ticket to evaluate and to reach out to an extraordinary career and a global front. And it actually speaking, it doesn't have any boundaries, because I have seen my students who did this ACCA, and they settled in abroad, typically in the Middle East, European countries, and Australia, New Zealand. So, and this has been a quite regular phenomenon. I quite often I see that, and that's where I'm fascinated to this particular curriculum. So my answer is still same, and here you can see the testimonies in terms of what are the numbers, what are the what are the credibilities that we are talking about. So recognized and respected by over 8,500 employers. Now this number have increased to almost 10,000 employer. ACC has secured recognition by a number of key educational regulators globally. Interestingly, this curriculum has a partnership with a lots of global universities also. Not only uh, employers, but they ACC has done a lots of partnership with lots of universities. ACC is officially recognized supervisory body by the UK government, responsible for the regulating the statutory auditors. Yes, that's very much true. And there is a global body which regulates the accountancy profession, which is called the International Federation of Accountants, which is generally addressed as ACCA follows IFAC compliance program to meet the membership requirement. So that means if you are ACCA qualified, you are the part of the IFAC. That's an international federation. You are the part of a membership body, which is a part of the International Federation of Accounts. And mutual recognition agreement arrangement is something which is called, like, say if you are an ACCA and if you want to pursue some other qualification, say for example you settle down to the Australia and you realize that okay, you might have to do the CPA Australia, or the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand. Then ACCA has that membership mutual recognition, where it will say that okay, Mr. X has already this candidate has already completed his ACCA. That means he has already learned whatever he had to learn. Now, whatever the differential thing that he had to learn in terms of the Australia geography, Australia law, so they, according to that partnership, they will say, "Acha, let's enroll for this CPA Australia or the Australia New Zealand." And you appear for 2 or 3 papers, and you will get a full qualification of, say, for example, CPA Australia, Chartered Accountancy of Australia and New Zealand. So again, that is a very distinctive advantage. Uh, Employers value. See, I've already mentioned that majority of the employers have recognized, stating that ACCA comes out with a very different value to their organizations, and they give a completely a different perspective. So needless to say that 80% of the employers says that ACCA grow their business by providing accountants with the skills and capabilities they need. I'll take you a little bit in the detail when we get into like what are the avenues available to the ACCA qualified. ACCA global reputation means that our members and elected officials are regularly invited to play a part in developing a uh, profession at a regional and international levels, creating or influencing the policies that impact the individual and business communities. Uh, uh, Friends, what is happening? I am getting a continuous reasons and continuous questions. What I would prefer it to address it all together in the last 15 minutes, so that we will not get distracted in terms of our flow that we are moving through. So what I would request, keep noting down the questions that you have. I'll be more than happy to address it over the last 15 minutes of this session. And I may not be I will definitely not mind to stretch this session by another 15-20 minutes if required, but I'll ensure that you guys end this session with a thorough clarity on what you are approaching and what you are planning to pursue. Okay, thanks for that. So ACCA and its member play a key role in building a global accountancy profession, working with many other international bodies at a regional and local level. Key accounting organization in the world is already mentioned: IFAC, Confederation of Asia Pacific Accountant, which is called a CAPA, uh, EFRG, EFRAG, which is European Financial Reporting Advisory Group, Asian Federation of the Accounts. So these are like many recognized bodies through which ACCA has. They are like a partner of this particular global recognized body. Developing a future finance leader, because this profession is called a chartered accountants, and chartered accountants are like a true finance leaders. And trust me, I'm not exaggerating or something, but this curriculum has got a flavor of MBA also. So many times it happens that when I'm hiring or I'm recruiting somebody, I would prefer that if I get somebody who is like an ACCA, because he has a flavor of both chartered accountant and MBA. So that's the reason that there also one get a very distinctive advantage. And in today's business world of the professionalism, accountancy, and unwavering compliance with the high standard of the corporate and individual behavior, a focus on the heightened attention from the public, media, and governments and regulators. So, career opportunity across the sectors. See, I'll tell you. Oh, when I say a chartered accountant can cater to the multiple sectors and multiple domains, whether be it the taxation, financial reporting, financial management, business planning, corporate restructuring, anything, auditing, taxation, everything that one can cater at. So again, it has a multiple windows that is opened up and shaped up for everybody. So need not to be think through like, yes, the one has to be very sure like what are their likings and what are their disliking, and accordingly they can choose their path. So let's go through the entire curriculum. When we talk about the fundamental level exams, it is divided into three parts. One is a knowledge, second is a skill, and third is a profession. Knowledge level exams is a completely an MCQ, multiple choice questions. So say for example, if you are enrolling after 12th, so first three papers you will have to take: F1, F2, F3. And so I'll just briefly touch about the subjects. Accountant in business is like, as an accountant, what all things that you need to understand about the business. So for example, what are the economic environment, what are the geographical environment, what are the organization dynamics, what are the organization systems, what are the organization controls. All these things covers into the first F1 paper, which is more of a theory and understanding the organization dynamics. F2 is a management accounting. In a very simple word, let me put it like, it actually monitors how your business is progressing on a day-to-day basis. What are the key action that you need to take it in terms of your plans, and if you are not going ahead in terms of your plan, then what are the changes that you need to do in your plans, and what are the changes that you need to do the your what you can say, planning approach. Financial accounting, it's simple, it's pure accounting, and it is an international variant. So it covers all the international financial reporting standards or the international accounting standards, and it includes multiple basics that you would have already learned or that you might be learning in your 10+2 qualification. So that includes a lot of like preparation of the financial accounts, journal entries, uh, balancing ledgers, accounting from the incomplete records, corporate and business law. Then you once you clear all these three papers, you move to the skill level. But be make sure like these exams you can give it paper by paper. So for example, if you are planning to do say चलो मुझे एक theory देना है and एक practical करना है, so you can choose any two subjects. Maximum you can appear for the 4 papers at a time. So again, that you have a very high flexibility. So once you are through with the knowledge level, then only you can progress to the skills level. So once you go to the skill level, you have a corporate and business law. So law again, the way I mentioned, it comes with a variant, but generally people prefer to do the UK variant because that exactly what the India economic or Indian law environment resembles with. Then FI is a performance management. Now, what is an FI? Basically, FI is advanced version of the F2. So in the management accounting, you would learn like what are the concepts that you should be aware about the management accounting, business planning, business management, and everything. FI, you will be tested. So remember, at this level, at this level you will be tested all your skills, like how you are applying into the real life. Okay, so if you have learned some concept in your earlier career or earlier academics, how you're going to apply it over here. Okay, and it will come out with some of the basic flavors. So yes. uh, then comes the taxation. Again, I mentioned taxation has a multiple variants. UK, Irish, Malta, Maldives, African, multiple variants are there. Uh, it has a corporate taxation. It has an individual taxations, basics of the taxation laws across the country, and it includes both direct taxation also and somewhat of the indirect taxation. Financial reporting is again an advanced version of the financial accounting. Here you will be talking more about like complex accounting situation, like how do you actually prepare the financial statement of the corporate world, how do you prepare the consolidated financial statements, how do you prepare the financial statement of the partnership accounts and everything. F8 and F9 is completely a new flavor to the skill level. Audit and assurance, like you would have heard many times from the your peers or seniors or maybe your parents that yeah, the results or the audited financial statement of this company is out in the market and this company has done well and that's the reason their share price is going up. So what is that audited financial statement? Audited financial statement is basically the external independent professionals like ACCA or the chartered accountants would go to the company. They would perform the certain audit procedures. What are their responsibility to perform that audit procedures, and then they will give the opinion whether these financial statement that so F7 is all about preparing the financial statement, and F8 is giving the assurance on the financial statement whether the financial statement gives a true and fair view or not. So that's another level of it's a completely new introduction of the subject. I must mention that. F9 again a very interesting. So as an professor, I generally teach F7, F5, and F9 as a subject, and specialized in F9. So financial management is basically talks about how every corporate and as a finance manager in the corporate should manage their funds, like from where to raise the funds, how to use those funds, and after raising the funds and after using the funds. Say for example, if you have raised the funds at a 10%, you have earned after utilizing the funds, you have earned a 16%. So what you should do with that 6%, whether you should be distributing it or not. So there are very complex scenarios around there, and this is what the skill level. Now what the skill levels actually has into it. So skill level papers are divided into three sections. One is a section A, which has a 30 marks, one 30 questions of 15 question of 2 marks each, and it is again an MCQ. Section B again an MCQ, but it will be driven by the case studies. So what happens? You will be provided with the case study, and from those case studies, you will have to answer the, say for example, 5 questions. So basically, you will start learning how to apply whatever concepts that you have learned into the real life on the MCQ basis. And section C, so 30 marks section A, 30 marks section B, section C is a 40 marks, which has further divided into 20 marks, 2 questions. And here you will have to comprehensively address the question. So it's like not an objective answer, it's not an MCQ, but it is a constructed response question. They are called as CRT, where you will have to either write, calculate, solve, and do everything into your examination. So it is a brief answers kind of a thing that you would have learned. And let me tell you, all these exams are the CBE, that's computer based exams. So we do provide the training how to use the CBE. There is a specified tool available. In that environment, in that tool only, you will have to answer your questions. So once you are done with the fundamental levels, you will move to the professional level, and that's the last leg of your what you can say, the academics, I would say. Here you have a two essentials, which is like a compulsory subject: strategic business leader. Strategic business leader as in a subject, I would say it's a mix of all the fundamental level exams, and it is a pretty comprehensive. So it has a law, governance, ethics, strategy, leadership, motivations, organization, everything. Now, how the professional level changes, the level at the professional level exam changes. So what it says here, at a knowledge level, you have learned something. At a skill level, sorry, at a knowledge level, you have learned something and you moved up. At a skill level, you have established how to apply the concept into real life. And once you reach here, you have become an expert. So here, after becoming an expert in the domains or in the subjects, how you try to address each complicated situations in the real life. So what would happen at this level? You will in say for example, constructed response question. That's a C, section C. They will say calculate, evaluate, identify, something like that. Kind of the question will come. Once you reach to this level, it will have uh, a question which will say assess, suggest, recommend, evaluate, something like that. So that means what? You will have to start giving as an expert. You will have to start dealing with the situation in an expert manner. So that's what the professional level exams are. SBR, that's a strategic business reporting, is nothing but the mixture of financial reporting, paper F7, paper F2, F3, and F5. But yes, of course, with a lots of new concept. Once you clear out all these two, then you have an options. Out of four, you can choose any two. So any two is P4, P5, P6, P7. P5 advanced financial management is what you learned in the F9, will come at a very advanced level. So here you actually act as like a real life situation. Like you are provided with a real life scenario and how you're going to react, whether you want to raise the funds, whether you want to take up that project or not. Advanced performance management, again, this is like a management accounting. Like what are the key performance factors that you will keep in mind? What are the things that you will keep a constant watch on and everything? Taxations that you have learned at F6 will come at an advanced level, but yes, of course, it will be more of a expert talking about like how to plan the tax, how to optimize the tax, how to ensure you are fully compliant with the tax and laws. And advanced audit and assurance is typically, like say for example, if you are the audit firm partner, and how you're gonna uh, what you can say, how you're gonna how you're gonna evaluate as an audit firm in the complex situation that you come across. So after, generally I have seen the people ended up choosing P4, sorry, P5 and P7. It completely depends, because by the time you reach here you will get to know that you have already identified where you want to make your career. So for example, if you want to go into the audit kind of a field, it's better to select the P5 and P7. So if you want to go to the taxation kind of the field, it's better to select P5 and P6. But if you want to stay with the corporates in terms of business finance managers, then people tend to choose P4 and P5. So once you are done, this is called your all the academics part, where you will have to learn, you will have to spend time on your studies. And that's where EduPristine provides all these subjects training across all the levels. And at the professional level, I teach P4 and SBR. So once you are done with that, there is a one ethics module which is called, you will have to demonstrate that after becoming a professional, what are the ethics, how you're gonna apply the ethics that you have learned in all this academics. And this is like in more of an online ethics module. Then you need to have a practical experience of a 36 month. Now interesting here, this 36 month need not to be like a typical articleship. Even if you have worked at a, say for example, on the full-time basis with any organization in the domain of accounts, finance, performance management, audit, tax, anywhere, it will suffice. And you need to have just 36 months of experience, no matter how spread it, how broken down, how dispersed it is. So for example, you might have worked for the 24 months, and then probably you have taken the study break, and then again you completed your remaining to 12 months or something. You just need to obtain a certification from the relevant line manager of your organization, and you can get that practical experience. Once you do that, you are a official ACCA member, and then you're ready to launch yourself as a global chartered accountant global chartered accountant professional to the corporate world. So this is how the entire scheme of studies we are talking about. Now let's understand what are the employers in India. Uh, of course, the big fours are the key employers. Generally, if you are talking about the big ACCA, you are in ACCA, and if you want to get into the global delivery center of the big fours, because what happens in India being a very cost rational and the cost lucrative country, this KPMG, Ernst and Young, Deloitte, PwC, they have their global delivery center. What does it mean? They take a lots of outsource accounting work from their other high cost countries like US, UK, European region, Australia, and there they provide those remote support from India. And there the most of the ACCA demand comes from. That's what I my experience is. So besides the this accounting firm, Goldman Sachs, Accenture, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Barclays, BNP Paribas, Maersk, Microsoft, Citi, Stancy, Emirates, Shell, Procter and Gamble, Unilever, Rolls Royce. These are like a top employers. And the way I mentioned, India, we have a multiple. We have a multiple. American Express, Arugo, AstraZeneca, Hewlett Packard. So, I mean, let me put it in a very simple manner that it is everywhere. It is everywhere. I mean, it need not to be like, okay, it's not like a pick and choose kind of a employer, but yes, it is an every. What our customer says about ACCA. See, these are like a very good testimony, uh, globally recognized qualifications. So there are universities also and employers take the ACCA. A globally recognized qualification like ACCA enables our graduate to excel in the future accounting, finance, and management careers. Deputy Dean, Faculty of Business Accountancy, University of Malaya, Malaysia. Here, the accounting qualification develop the core finance and accounting skills and align them to exceptional level of efficiency. Ignacio Ballester. So, General Manager, Shared Service Center, Asia Pacific, BAT. Accenture has a strong links with the ACCA. We see growing it in importance as the organization focuses complex value-added activities. Julie Spillane, EMEA Director for Shared Service, Accenture, Ireland. Members, Jack Roberty has a different way to demonstrate his experience. ACCA is a very well recognized qualification internationally and internationally known. Global aspect of the membership has always attracted me, and I always saw it is a huge advantage. Technical skills that come with the qualification are well known and respected around the world. So these are the success stories in India. A few of them I know quite in person, and they've been happily working with the this larger organization, and now they have moved to the very higher level of the organization. In the higher level, by way of promotions and by way of other job enrichments. Now, how the future look like? Say, for example, you don't do anything. You simply start with your uh, curriculums from the India and say at KPMG India. And then probably you will be exposed because you are working with a global delivery center. You have an opportunity to travel across and to their different geographies because you are dealing with those kind of the international clients, and probably you will get in our deputation or the deployment in the one of the or the two of the international office. And by gaining this experience, and typically I know the KPMG, PwC, EY, they have give a utmost distinctive advantage to these kind of the international exposure. And once you are say that okay, let's that's it more about my international exposure, and if I want to come back to the India, you will come back with a high dignity, high credibility, and probably it will reach to maybe a director or the partner level. So yeah, that's how the future looks like. Now, what are the options in terms of your once you are qualified? What are the way where you can break through your career? So restructure business. Many times organization gets into the lots of restructuring. Like say for example, they demerge the business, they sell it off the business, they acquire the business, internal restructuring, external ensure tax compliances because you are learning the taxations. Best source of finance because you have learned the financial management. Investigate the money trails because you have learned the audit and assurance. Decide which business to acquire, again you have learned the financial management. Wind up the business is again the restructuring part. Detect the fraud because you have learned the audit. Audit the large organization. Take a strategic pricing decision because you have learned the performance management. So wherever you say where the strategic involvements are there about the business, and you have an opportunity into that. Now the ACC is a complete finance professional competency areas. This is a package. Now you will have to select where you want to be into. So corporate reporting is like financial reporting, leadership management, strategy, innovation, financial management, sustainability management, accounting, taxation, audit and assurance, risk governance and control. So yeah, these are the broadly captured salary range from a few of the available sources. This is, I would say, a little improved now, despite being a COVID and pandemic. So you can add up 20% further to this. So salary range in India is like 5 to 14 lakhs per annum. So just compare it once you see that what are the cost of your studies in the ACCA and what is the payback of that. How soon you will get it payback. Trust me, I'm not exaggerating. Even if you are starting with the lowest band in the India, it is a recovery in the first year itself. Trust me. Salary in Dubai or maybe in the Middle East countries, they're starting from 4.6 lakhs to 25 lakhs. UK 20 to 30, USA 30 to almost 100,000. I mean 100 lakhs or 1 crore. Singapore 17 to 20 lakhs per annum. So this is the broader range that they have captured. These are like recent publications that came into this thing. If you see, you'll get many such 7 career opportunities. What we have discussed: management accounting executive, tax manager, financial planner, security dealer, internal stakeholders, internal or statutory auditor, audit. Now, so this is all about what you have to do to get this qualification. What are the career opportunities available once you are qualified? Now, even you have learned what are the subjects available. So in the beginning of the session, I mentioned that if you are pursuing, say, any other parallel courses or the curriculum, maybe it's a professional or maybe it's an MBA kind of a thing, then I would request, I mean, I would say that there are the certain partnership and exemptions are available. So what it says, say for example, if you are the CA qualified and if you want to pursue your ACCA, I did the same thing. I am a chartered accountant and I'm I taken that exemption route. So I did not to give straight away 9 papers of the total. So So I just have to directly get myself enrolled for the professional level exams, and it straight away helped me to save 75,000 rupees. Basically, it's to avail the exemption, you will have to pay the exemption fees, and yeah, so exemption fees will be paid. If you are IPCC or maybe CA intermediate qualified, you will have a 5 papers exempt. For 3 skill level, I mean knowledge level, you don't have to give. In the skill level, you have a F6 and F8 exempt. So out of 6, you will have to appear for the 4 papers, and still you end up saving 51,000. If you are an MBA, yes, because MBA is more about the soft skills and not about the technical skills, and that's the reason they consider at par with the BCom, and you have 3 papers exempt. If you have the CS, unfortunately, it is more of a laws and regulation. So only 1 paper exempt over there. ICWA is again equivalent to CA, which now called as a Institute of Chartered Management Accountants of India. So you have F4 to F4, first 4 papers exempt, F6, F7, and F9. So that's basically again 3 papers you are exempt on, and again you will end up saving 75,000. CPA, F1 to F9 except F7, you will have to appear for if you are the US CPA. And BCom, the way I mentioned, first 4 paper, because that's where you can directly enroll for your knowledge level. So these are the exemption schemes available, and a distinctive advantage you have, because if you do it this independently, you will have to pay heavy exemption fees. But if you do it through the EduPristine, and EduPristine is a gold member, you have exemption fees only £10 per paper. That is 1,000 rupees per paper. So that's again a very differentiator cost factor. Now I'll talk a little bit about our organization. A couple of years before it became a member of Athalem Global Organization, which is a New York Stock Exchange listed global education providing company headquartered in US. Uh, in terms of the group, it's a 3 billion company having a 9 institutions, companies with 16,000 employees spread across 145 locations. Ethanam takes pride in training almost 150,000 degree-seeking students all over the world. Now, EduPristine Forte is into marketing, analytics, accounting, finance, and healthcare. It was started in 2008 and strong online and offline. That's a classroom training. So we provide support on both the fronts, online as well as classroom. Uh, it almost has a very large alumni, plus a network of 50,000 plus students, operations across the 4 major cities in the India, faculty pool of 600 plus industry experts. Like, I'm 10 years of the qualification, real life experience, and yes, dual qualification. So they are very choosy about it, like what kind of the faculty you have on board, what kind of the knowledge and the training impartation that happens. And trust me, this is the only organization where you have a constant feedback, where after every session, student have to submit the feedback about the faculty, no matter how old and how experienced of the faculty is, so that they keep constant monitoring of the students performance and faculty's performance. So it did not like you just pay the fees and you forget, but you will have to complete all your trainings without raising any sort of a doubts or the complaints. No, it's not like that. It's a completely dynamic model. Trust me, after every session you will be asked to provide the feedback in a standardized feedback form. And once the feedback is collated, it will be shared with the faculty on an anonymous basis, and faculty will get to know, like, okay, what is the average he is sitting on. So it has a multiple criterias, ability of the instructor to train, give and solve the relevant examples, content coverage, multiple things. Okay, the last part is a soft skill training and 100% job assistance. So here what they do, once during the your curriculum only, during your training time only, they would conduct a 2 3 soft skill sessions. Now what does the soft skills, like what are the presentation skills, what are the communication skills, what are the negotiation skills, and that will help you to get an additional leverage. So yeah, why to choose EduPristine, I already mentioned, but I'll put it in this manner. Understand the relevance of the ACC on individual basis, and that's why they provide a very active career counseling, uh, complete classroom preparation for exam by ACCA CA, like me, qualified faculty, and there are many more senior faculties are available. So yes, assistance for the ACCA registration. So once you are with an EduPristine, you can straight away. You need not to do all the little tricky and little complicated task of registering, enrolling yourself as an ACCA student. They themselves would do it. You just need to pay your fees. The study material here is we use the Kaplan as a study material, which is a gold certified publisher by ACCA, and plus many of the faculties, including myself, prepared a lots of key concepts, key notes for the exam, which will be like a very quick revision and quick handy for students before they go for the exams or the prepare before immediately a day before exam or something like that. 100% placement assistance after completion of an exam. So we get a lots of what you can say, uh, inquiries from the corporate world, because ACCA, I mean EduPristine has a lot soft tie up with the corporates, and there they push their ACCA students. Uh, Let it be the internship, let it be the fully qualified ACCAs. Mentor assigned to the each student, 100% support during the program. So you will be assisted by the mentors. Wherever you have any problem, you will have to reach out to your mentors or the counselors, and they will address it on a timely basis. Career service includes soft skill training, mock interview, resume building. So this is like, this package. See, as a basics of the ACCA, it already have an MBA flavor. But what EduPristine does, they also impart a very critical aspect of the as in a so see, when you go out in the market, you will have to sell yourself. Okay, and the better the packaging, better the presentation, the better the value that you can command. And ACCA, I mean EduPristine plus ACCA helps you that. So soft skill training includes this is most important. This is a very differentiator factor. None of the training providers have inclined towards this. Proficiency in speaking with a fair degree of confidence, preparedness, and a clarity in the presentation and interactions. Self-awareness of the strength and areas of the management or the areas of improvement. Ability to understand the intent of a communication, communicate one's thought with clarity, openness, and reason. Understand the impact one has on others. Skills, presentation, feedback, inquiry, critical questions. So they will give you a real life, live classroom demonstrations, classroom scenarios, and you will have to demonstrate by applying all these concepts. That's like actually you are working in the organization, and how you would react to that situation with all this soft skills. Okay, so what you will learn as an ACCA curriculum is called the technical skills, but these are the soft skills. To put forward these technical skills in the real life is where the soft skills comes into the picture. EduPristine's course guidance and support. So very good thing. There is something called a learning management LMS access. Course queries and discussion forums are there. After course engagement also there. Get frequent seminar, webinar updates during and after the courses. In case you face any kind of a difficulty with respect to faculty, content, or admin, uh, I already mentioned, you have the real time feedback about your faculty. If you have any issue with your content, there will not be any issue, because it is being used as one of the best globally recognized and the ACCA recognized gold publisher. So these are the four core strength of the education course guidance and support. Uh, technically 24 by 7, all the faculties, I mean all the coordinators and counselors are available. The way I mentioned faculty rating, so average rating is 4.8 out of 5, 5 being the best. This happened only because they keep constantly giving the feedback. So it's not like the once if Mithul has become a 10 years experience, they will not be coming to the Mithul and saying that, hey Mithul, this is where you need to give a more attention to, or this is where you need to give more focus to. No, that's not like that. Even after the 10 years of experience, I do get a lots of feedback, and that's where the student, as a student engagement, it becomes a very augmented reality. And placement assistance, it includes three variants: resume building, interview preparation, and placement leads. So they get a resume building, how to define your resume, how to prepare for the interview, and how to, I mean, they will approach out to the lots of corporates and tell you that this is a way to, you know, approach to this particular role. Say, for example, if you get an opportunity from the 3 4 career, 3 4 organization, and still you are confused like which one to choose, they will definitely reach you out and say that, I mean, you can definitely reach out to the EduPristine and say that, hey sir or madam, I'm stuck up with this, I'm not able to make a decision, and they will do the detailed brainstorming with you and will help you to build that long-term journey. Because see, whatever you will select at this juncture will become your career, correct? So it has to be very sure, and that's why EduPristine works very appropriately here. Course highlights is like this: classroom training and online training. So as of now, it has reached to almost a 1200 hours of the comprehensive live classroom training. I myself do conduct, and other faculties do conduct the test series. Textbooks, there is no question about it. There is a simulation of the exams, which is actually resembles like a real life exam. Then you have online material, practical exercises, 24 by 7, online content also available despite if you are into the classroom training. Uh, when you are into the online mode, you can the distinct advantage is that many people may not be in a position to travel down to the centers, say for example Mumbai, Gurgaon, Bangalore. In that case, online becomes a very handy thing. And again, it is one of the best infrastructure they use, best infrastructure platform they use, and the lectures are recorded. uh, and most of the faculties are exactly same who do the training in the live classroom. So again, the quality of the faculty is also same. So yes, this is the thing. And ACCA is, EduPristine is a gold approved learning partner with an ACCA. And quick details about the fees, I'll just quickly walk you through. So this comes under the package, F1 to F4, 69,000, which includes training, books, tutorial, and mock test. F5 to F9 all put together 115,000. Again, entire package. Professional level, 125,000. Online fees is slightly lesser, and examination fee per paper. This you will have to mandatorily pay to the ACCA. And what you will say? Here it's like, if you are taking an exemption route, you will have to pay the exemption fees and pay the fees only for the exam where you are sitting for. And the last is the most important. These exams are conducted 4 times a year: March, June, September, and December. So yes, you have a 4 opportunity to appear during the year, and you have an option for the payment mode. So that's pretty much comprehensive, I understand. And we are almost on time. So now I'm gonna take up the questions that you have raised, and I'll open the forum. If you have any questions, you can post it here. If you want to talk, please raise your hand. I will give a right to you guys to what you can say, to talk, and I address it. So the couple of question is that the files can be shared on the PDF via mail. So the only thing is that this is a pretty confidential file. But having said that, nothing is uh, not available in the public domain. I mean, everything is available in the public domain, but still I'll tell my counselor and make sure that it gets delivered. Uh, Anonym, there's a question that, sir, it is necessary to have a mathematics in the 12th in order to enroll for an ACCA. If yes, how could one without maths in the 12th gets registered? So yes, I'll tell my coordinator to get in touch, and he or she would answer, like if without mathematics, how it can be possible. Institution through which I can prepare for the ACCA. Again, I mentioned the EduPristine is the best one because that's being the one of the well-known and quite EduPristine has a quite long footfall. I mean, quite long presence in the last. I think it's almost from last 12 or 13 years. The day when the ACCA came to India, EduPristine is with the ACCA, or EduPristine is with. Sorry, sorry. EduPristine is in India since the ACCA came to India. It is easy to pass for the 12 students. Yes, very much. Because if you see your career development, it will be like very, it falls in the line with your. So once you clear your 12th exams, you will start getting into a degree college. Along with the degree college, you will start learning about these advanced concepts. By the time you reach to a graduation stage, you would have completed all your at least a knowledge level papers, and then you will move to the professional level papers. So yes, the pass rates for each papers are pretty good here, barring about 2-3 papers which are a little tricky. But yes, it trust me, uh, uh, it doesn't have much of the relevance like what you have done in the 12th standard, because that's where it gives it is very neutral, because the whole concept here is a real life scenario. So trust me, in the some of the papers, like management accounting or the financial management, you don't have to remember the formula. They will give you the formula in the exam question paper itself. So here, what is most important is like what you have learned in your real life, in your academic life, how you're going to apply in the real life. So let me give you a very hypothetical situation. Say if you're coming to me for an interview, I'm not interested in asking you like what is the formula for the regression. No, I'm gonna more interested like whether you really know how to apply the regression in the real life. If you say yes, you know, that will be really impressive for me. So same way this exam tests you. Same way this exam tests you. So you don't have to remember the regression formula. You don't have to remember the complicated equations. It's pretty simple. What are the passing percentage in exams? So passing percentage for F1 to F4, it's almost 70%. From F5 to F9, it ranges from 40 to 65%. And for the professional level, it is around 50%. What's the difference between the CPA USA and ACCA? And now see, when you are the CPA USA, you can only practice in the CPA in the USA. If you, because it's a typically a certifying chartered accountant. Okay, you cannot go to the corporate world. You cannot. I mean, even if you go to the corporate world, you will have a very limited avenue of being an accountant or something. But you don't have an option to work in the other domains, like say for example international tax, the business restructuring, financial management. So yes, CPA USA is very much closed ended, very much confined to the USA only. And it use comes only if some companies who has a practice in India. I mean, some companies who has their offices in India and they need it. But otherwise, also without CPA USA, you can learn whatever you have to learn about the USA accounting and everything. So I'm not a CPA USA, but I completely know the US accounting practices. So, but yes, ACCA is vast. This is a vast. I mean, CPA USA has a very limited exposures or the options available, but ACCA is much detailed. I'm an MCOM and DMA qualified with 8 years foreign work experience. In this case, how many exemptions I will get in ACCA exam? So it will be. Oh, let me just go back to the exemptions. So yeah, MCOM, typically you will be falling into four papers only, because they are considered as a F4 till F4. But yes, these questions I will pass on to the my counselor team, because I'm not so strong on the academic side, like how the exemption routes and everything works. But mostly it will be first four papers where you will have an exemptions. So yeah. What is the total ACCA cost including your coaching? So I don't know whether you could see it here. So it comes to, if you are, say for example, if you hypothetically you assume you are doing all the papers, and it will cost you around, wait a second, let me just do the mathematics. Let me just give me a moment and I'll quickly answer you. So yes, my calculation shows if you do everything, like all the papers without any exemption, it would cost you fairly around 5.5 to 6 lakhs. And the way I mentioned, like even if you are in the smallest band of the salary, once you are qualified, you will have all these costs recovered into at 1 year itself. So the payback is quite fast. Given the job scenario, how the ACCA opportunity, I'm a CA and wanted to know the type of opportunity. So definitely, I you fall it into my category. Uh, Basically, see, one thing is that you need to be very clear about like where you want to make your career. So if you are saying that if you want to go outside India, then definitely what you should do is that you start looking out for the good options available in which country and which role you want to get into. Once you determine that, then you identify which optional paper you want to opt for. Say for example, if you want to make your career in the audits only, then you go for the ACCA. I mean, well, optional paper is an advanced auditing and assurance. Stick with the big fours, and they will allow you to grow and move across the different geographies. So if you want to go to the multinational corporate, and if you want to be in a like management accounting or the financial reporting, then you will have to choose a very important paper, which is P4 and P5, which will help you in the very augmented manner. So yes, definitely ACCA plus CA. In fact, when the day when I have started tracking like what is the demand that comes for, and now I see the many organization comes out with a specific requirement like they want ACCA plus CA, because they want to make sure that the potential resource is CA qualified also, so that they are well versed with the Indian compliance and the regulating system, as well as when they will be exposed to the multinational kind of the geography exposure, they should be aware of what is happening on the international front. So yes, it's a very enormous and it is an added advantage that one do have. And let me tell you one thing, besides the corporate, there are multiple other opportunities also you have. Like you can get into the corporate trainings, you can get into the academics learning and development kind of the role also. and ACCA itself promotes into that. So yes, it has a completely a different segment where you can get into, but yes, it is in a good opportunity. So like I do work on the corporate front, and at the same time on the weekends, on the off days, I provide the trainings. So there's a question that currently I'm working in Malaysia. If I want to start the preparation for the ACCA, how will you assist me? So one thing is that definitely you get in. Our coordinator will get in touch with you. They will obtain all your details, and they will see whether you are qualifying for any of the exemptions. They will enroll for the exemptions. They will pay the fees on behalf of you for the exemptions. They will collect the fees from. They will recover the fees from you, and they will provide you with online classroom online trainings. And the online trainings is like an ongoing, it happens around the clock, sorry, around the year. So wherever the batch will start, they will keep notifying you, and you will get paid for, I mean, you will start join, I mean, you can start join the training on that front. And could you please send me the details and Excel file? I don't know which Excel file Arjun is talking about. Can I get a demo classes? Yes, definitely. Many times, even in my classroom also, in my live lectures also, the people comes for the demo sessions. So unfortunately, because we are into the lockdown kind of the situation, and there are no live classroom is going on, but it will start from the month of August, and at that point in time you can request for the demo of any of the subject that you would like to be. So yes, uh, you can get into the demo classes. Sir, is it good that if he can start the ACCA after BCom? Now see, it completely depends, because see, after BCom, if you start the career, like academic journey will become a little longer, because you have only 4 papers exam. So that means you will have to appear for 13 minus 4, 9 papers. And at a time, even if you are considering uh, two or three papers, it will take a good 2 years of the time. But if you do it along with your graduations, by the time you are out from the BCom, you are done with your all the knowledge level. You are clear till your knowledge level papers, and then post that, spend 1 year, appear for the two compulsory, that's essential papers of the professional level, and in the another attempt you complete the another 2 papers of the optional level, another 2 optional papers, and you are through in the next 1 year. And then you can start, and maybe even after BCom, if you realize like no, you are good to start with your experience, so you can start working on that, so that will be counted as a 1 year of experience. So I would recommend to do it along with your graduation rather than after graduation. Yeah, Arjun, so I'll definitely tell my coordinator to send it to most of your students in a generic manner. So, Devanshi, it's pretty simple. You would have get in touch with the one of the coordinator, and that coordinator will take it forward from you. But even I'm making a note of it, and I'll tell the specific inquiries about a few of the students, and they want to get in touch. In fact, after this seminar, everybody will be contacted in person by respective coordinator. So don't worry about it, and they will provide you their coordinates so that you can be in a constant touch with them. Which domain will you recommend? See, it depends, sweetie. My answer completely depends on the what are your likings. It's something, because see, every field has its own flavor, every field has its own ways to approach, okay, and every field has its own growth. So my answer is very much confined. So see, when I was qualified, and I was always saying that, oh no, I want to get into the investment banking, but it's so glamorous, it's so much paying, it gives too much of the money, and the money is very good, you get in a lots of travel opportunity. No, it did not to say, I mean, then I realize, like, it is first of all very difficult to get in, it comes with a lots of stress. So let's stick to the basics, and let's confine it to the course like a financial reporting, financial management, and it paid me off really well. I get to travel 3 geographies. I travel to the Europe, I travel to the USA. Recently, I traveled to the Dubai for my work. So I get to know this thing, and once you into this, I'm seeing that myself after maybe 7 8 years or CFO of a very good organization. So it completely depends of what your likings. Every field pays. So if you are the tax expert, each of or your opinion to plan and the save that tax gives you crores and crores of rupees, correct? And if you are a very good if you are a very good what you can say the account audit very good in audits, you will be hired as a senior partner of an organization. So it completely depends, yeah, where you want to see yourself. Like if you like going to the clients, interacting with the clients, then you should go for the audit. If you like reading the tax laws, you are like doing a research on the tax laws, then you should go for the tax. If you like understanding the business, implementing the finances, then you should go with the finance as a domain. Which degree should we prefer along with an ACCA, BCom or BEF? I would say BEF. Go with the BEF because BEF has a very good flavor of the CA subjects and curriculum. So it will be parting. It will go very good along with an ACCA. BCom has a very conventional academics. So yes, I would definitely. My answer will always be a BEF. Sir, I have seen, I've been said that including the ACCA membership, we also get a BSc and MSc certification. Could you please elaborate it? Yes. So here, there is a Bachelor of Science in Oxford Brookes from the Oxford Brookes University. That is a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy qualification you will get. But you will have to make sure that you appear all the papers. If you are taking through an exemption route, then you are not eligible for that. And that is like a Masters of the US. That is equivalent to the Masters of the UK or the Bachelors of the UK. So many times it happens that when you are in the UK, UK country doesn't give UK country will say that you don't have the bachelorate qualification, and people generally opt for the BSc and MSc through the Oxford Brookes, and it's like an accounting specialized that you will get it. But again, this will be from the UK geography, I'm saying. So but that is not recognized by the Indian University Grant Commission. So you will have to do the BCom in India. But yes, this will be like an additional qualification to your uh, portfolio. How is it worth to do ACCA without doing Indian CA if you have no plans going abroad? Yes, definitely. As in a supplement also. See, that's why I mentioned at the very beginning that as in a supplement also, supplement to the CA also, ACCA is very good because I have seen at least these top four organization do hire the ACCA for their global delivery, where the Indian CA doesn't get that level of the footage, it doesn't get that level of the upper hands. That is one thing. Second, if you are talking about a multinational organization who has an international flavor, then also ACCA works. So yes, definitely. My answer is not changing in that extent. I'm saying that ACCA complement with the CA well, but ACCA as an independent option to an CA is also very good. Sir, it will be easy if we do it with the CS. Now, see, your my answer is very clear that if you are doing a CS, that means you are eyeing for your career in terms of compliance, law, regulations, correct? And when you do the ACCA, again you will have to make sure that you part your journey in that way. If you are trying to just acquire the qualification, then it may not be a useful. But yes, doing with CAs, because CAs doesn't have lots of accounting related topics, it's just as a basics related topic, so you need to put in a little extra mile efforts here to get acquainted with the subjects. To You will have to do a little extra mile preparation when you are pursuing with the CAs. So if we enjoy ACCA paper examinations, we do not eligible to claim a BSc MSc certificate. Yes. Other than going into the audit or taxation, is it beneficial to do an ACCA? Yes, definitely. For the financial reporting, many of the also Credit Suisse, Accenture, Genpact, these companies are hiring the ACCAs for their local financial reporting. Also, I know the many organization Capita, they do hire the ACCAs because ACCA, the way it comes within a flavor of an international uh, studies and the curriculum, people want to have their candidature in the multi-dimensional and not just the Indian compliant. So yeah, I hope I have addressed all of your question. I think there is a one person want to, yeah, Shailesh, you can. Uh, you can ask uh, whatever question you have. Hi, Shailesh. Uh, so Mona, your question I think I've already addressed, but yes, I would restate. It is worth doing ACCA without doing Indian CA. If I have no plans going abroad, yes, definitely. The way I mentioned, it's a very good option with compared to the CA, because the only differentiator the ACCA has, see, in terms of a curriculum, in terms of a content that you will be learning, it is almost same as a CA, but the difference is it has a flavor of MBA, like real life application, case study based analysis, and then international exposure to it. Okay, so like if you would, so when I myself appear for the ACCA exam, I realize like how interesting it is rather than how difficult it is. How interesting it is because they are actually testing you on the your capability to apply what you have learned, and not like what you have learn. So in the traditional CA qualification, you learn something, you will have to retain something, and then you will have to produce the answers in the exams. So that's somewhere still have a conventional flavor. But yes, ACCA as an option to CA, very good out, very good avenue. So yes. Any other questions? I think I have addressed almost all the questions. What we can do, if you have any other question that you want to ask at the later stage post doing a brainstorming, then you can always drop into your respective coordinator, and definitely the somebody from our side, from EduPristine side, will get in touch with all of you. Those who have registered for this seminar, they will be getting a call in a day or two, and they will be taking your feedback, and at that point in time also you find some questions you have, anything about subjects, avenues, you can put it over there. So I think we are done for here. And what I request, so there is a conventional polls that I'm going to release. What you will have to do, you will have to respond to that polls. So basically it will say like the feedback that I was talking. So I request all of you to respond to that. It will be helpful to evaluate ourselves and to make it much better and serve you much better. So I'm launching that polls. You will have to just provide your feedbacks by clicking. It's like an MCQ. Okay. Friends, I will launch it. I request you to answer it. So thank you friends for all your time and support on this. And we, as a EduPristine and I as a faculty, we do look forward to have you on board with us and do allow us you to serve and take your career to the next leap. So thank you very much. I'm ending my polls here, and I hope all of you have responded to that. So I'm ending my polls here, and we can end up the session here. Thank you.